friends, happy Monday. Today I'm going to be bringing you another Mail-a-Card Monday card, and this one is going to be really fun. We're going to be doing a little fun fold. I am participating in a demonstrator team swap this month, and I like to get my swap cards done right away in the beginning of the month just in case something happens and I lose track of time. I just like to have those out the door. And so this month we're doing, the theme is fun fold, and so I have a really cute project to share with you today. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get into the crafting part of the video. So we're going to be making this adorable fun fold card, and this is a belly band that slips off, and then this is the little accordion part of the accordion fold, and it just gets glued to a single panel, so there's no flipping up or opening. This is the opening part of the card, and you can really decorate as much of this or as little as you want. I tried to keep it kind of simple for the swap, but I'm going to show you how to make this card from scratch, basically, and we'll get right into that. I just want to give you a little closer look at the products we're going to be using. So these products are online exclusives. They actually were released, I think, sometime in maybe December for the spring, and this is the Everyday You and Me stamp set. And as you can see, some of the sentiments are definitely geared more towards scrapbooking. They make great titles or subtitles for a scrapbooking page. And then you've got these images, these floral images that you can stamp and die cut to add as accents to your page, which is really fun. So the dies coordinate with the stamped images. I'm also using this little banner piece from the Nested Essentials dies. So we're going to be using one of those today. Probably going to need this because I need to take the flower image out, and I'm also going to need some leaves, so I'll leave those there. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you some of the paper pieces. So we need a panel for this card and then a layer to go over top. We also need this piece, and this piece is going to be scored. So this measures 4 by 9 inches. And we're just going to go in with our trimmer, and we're going to score it at 3 inches and 6 inches. And that should do it. And this will create the little accordion. So we're using the two-tone cardstock. This is two-tone 12 by 12 cardstock. That again is geared towards scrapbooking, but it works wonderfully for cards. And one of the things I love most about it is that although it's thinner for the scrapbooking process, it works great for cards too, especially when you're going to have multiple layers. It really cuts down on the bulk. So I'm going to go ahead and fold on the score line, and it really helps to have a bone folder to get nice crisp folds. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this one in. And I scored it, but I like to try and line it up too, so it's nice and even. Okay, so now we have this piece. So the way this card goes together, we're going to take the layer panel, and we're going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this to attach it to the base panel. And I think I'm using the lighter of the two-tone. It's hard to tell with the Lost Lagoon, but anyway, two-tone cardstock. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to show you a fun technique with this too. But first we're going to add this layer to our card base. So you just want to make sure that the folds are going the correct way. You want the card to be able to open like this. So make sure that that fold is going correctly before you glue it down. And then we're just going to center this on our card panel. Just like that. And so now it opens correctly. And then we're going to add the rest of the Designer Series paper to the card base. So this paper pack came with a couple of different patterns. This piece has, the reverse side has like a Wild Wheat and Pool Party and Lost Lagoon kind of watercolor look. So it's really up to you which one you put on the inside. Put on the inside panel. I think I'm going to go with the one with a little bit more of the Wild Wheat color. And I'm going to glue this one to the front. So this is going to be the decorative part of the front of my card. And then this piece will go on the inside. And I could have actually done some stamping on this if I wanted. I could stamp some leaves or some flowers on this. Like I said, I'm keeping it simple, but there's always lots of options when you have extra panels to decorate. And then we're going to get into the stamping part of this. So in addition to the stamp set that I showed you, the Everyday You and Me, we're also going to be using the Round We Go stamp set. And the reason is because it has some really great birthday sentiments that'll be perfect for this card. So I'm going to use Time to Celebrate for the front, and then I'm going to use the Happy Birthday for the inside. So let's go ahead and get into the stamping. And I'm just going to lay out the pieces here that we'll be stamping. So let me set that to the side. I'm going to start by stamping, just get a little bit of this scrap paper. Just so that we don't get any ink on our desk surface. So I'm going to start by using, we're going to be using Wild Wheat, Pretty Peacock, and Lost Lagoon. These are the colors that are actually in the paper. And so we're going to start with the Wild Wheat. And we're going to stamp out this flower. So I'm going to just kind of ink that up gently. And then I'm going to orient this to the die cut. The great thing about photopolymer is that you can die cut first. So when you're doing multiples, it can be really fun to be able to die cut multiples very easily in like a double layer and then stamp them all out. There we go. So that will smooth as it dries. And then we're going to clean this up and then move on to the green. Let's go ahead and move on to the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to start with Time to Celebrate, and we're going to stamp that right on the top of this cute little banner piece. So I'm going to stamp this just a little bit to the left and at the top. And then we'll do the Happy Birthday on the inside of the card. So that will be on this layer. Like that. And then I think I'm actually going to add another flower with some more of that Wild Wheat to the inside panel, just for fun. We'll do a little bit more. Just going to add some there in that corner. And then I'm going to pick up my leaf, and we're going to add some leaves with the Lost Lagoon. So the first one, I'm just going to add a little leaf here for the inside of the card. And then I'm going to ink that up again, and we're going to stamp the die cut. And this is pretty easy to line up for a decent result, just like that. And that's all for the stamping. So let's go ahead and finish putting our card together. All right, so this piece will go on the inside of the card. And we'll put that right here. And that's where we can sign it. And then these pieces will go together. So we're going to use some dimensional adhesive to add the rose to the card front. And I'm just going to angle this on here. And then we'll put some tape runner on the back of the leaves and just kind of tuck these in like that. And then the next piece is to wrap the belly band around the card. Okay, so there was one piece that I actually forgot to show when I initially showed the pieces that we would be using to make this card. And this is the belly band. It measures about 10 inches by, or 9 inches maybe, by, 9 or 10 inches by 1 inch. The measurements are on the cutting guide that you can find over on my blog, which is linked in the description of the video. And the way this is going to work is we're going to actually wrap this around the card. So you can do it either way. You can either wrap it forward and cover the seam, which is like what I think I'll do this time. I didn't on the old one, but that is a good way to do it. So I'm just going to kind of try and center it a little bit and then gently kind of fold it and fold it over. You don't want it too tight. You just want it kind of finger tight so that it can be easily slid off. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of adhesive right here on the belly band, and then I'm going to close it so that it's sealed shut. Then I'm going to slip it off of the card, and I'm going to take my scissors, and I mentioned to you that I would show you a fun technique. The nice thing about the two-tone 12 by 12 cardstock is that it's white core, so you can do some kind of fun distressing techniques with it. So I'm just going to rough up the edge, give it a little bit of texture here with my scissors, and it just kind of rubs a little bit of the color off, and it makes it look a little bit chewed up, which is kind of fun. It gives it sort of a little shabby chic look that goes really nicely with the style of this particular card. So then once that's all set, I'll put it back on the card, just like this. And then we're going to add this panel with some dimensional adhesive. So I'm just going to actually add the dimensionals right to the belly band. That way there's no mistaking where it goes. And then I like to center this and apply this little embellishment right to the center so that it lines up nicely and it's nice and neat, just like this. And then the last thing to do would be to decorate this. And so I'm using some of the Neutrals adhesive backed sequins for this particular card. I really like the ones in gold. I think they go really great with that wild wheat color. So I'm just going to add a big one and a little one, just to add a little bit of extra shine to this card. And I really, really like how that came out. So I need to make 6 of these and get them in the mail this week. And I hope that you will have some fun with some of the products in your stash to whip up a couple of these for your own sending. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.